We're at the CTFC meeting room. This time I'm going to call the meeting to order by verifying quorum. Start Amy.
Amy Brevard.
Deb Reed, Lori Miller,
Sandy Jelisky.
and our team, Nikki Patton.
Chris Work.
Allison Iskowitz.
And online we have
We have Eugene.
Eugene, okay, and Marco's here too, outside, he's here. So, and thank you for our guest attendees. Very comfortable and I'm comfortable. Also, I want to welcome Chris back.
Yes, I've been gone for quite a long time. It wasn't my fault though.
It was months. So welcome back. I mean, it's always enjoyed having you with your humor and fun.
Tom Bailey, but.
Okay, so we do have a quorum, and at this time, item 2 is owner comments. Any other comment? Yeah. At this time, I'd like to adopt the agenda. Is there anything on there or not on there that you would like to see on the committee, or anything you need to change, update? No. Okay. Then, all in favor of the agenda as written, say aye. Next item is the approval of the meeting minutes from August 19th. And a motion to approve. Second,
Second.
any comments, correction? They were very good minutes, by the way, very detailed.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
This is first time.
Terrible job.
So all in favor is written? Then stand approved as well written as they were. Thank you very much, Chris. Okay, at this time, we're gonna go on ahead and take it away.
All right. Quite a few updates for you. The first one will start with Battle of the Food Trucks. We recently found out there was some miscommunication from the food truck vendor regarding how this event is going to work. So the way that she is explaining is that none of the food trucks will be giving smaller portions for a smaller price. Only the judges that are going to be voting on best entree and best dessert will be doing that. Croa is manning the People's Choice booth. That is the one where everybody can vote, and it's going to be based off of the truck design, the helpfulness of the staff, plus the food. So it's like an overall kind of voting system. So Deb has agreed to help us and volunteer to man that booth as well. So Kat will bring all of the judges as well as all of the awards. So all we bring is the little papers and the pencils and the little buckets. That's it. She takes care of everything else. I also am very happy to say that all of our partner programs we invited to attend this event. We're going to set up some tents, chairs, and tables out on the Great Lawn and have them pass out some information about their programs, maybe take some registrations, things like that. So we'll have a little bit more of a community involvement with this one as well. Spooky Soiree pool closure is going to be on the September board workshop that will go for approval. The guest policy was approved at the board meeting, so we are all clear for that one. Sales already started for the guest passes on Square. So those are already up there. We've actually sold quite a few already for guest passes. So those are up and live, and we'll start kind of pushing that once we get a little bit closer. Home Expo numbers are exponentially rising. So we now went from 18 last week to now having 22 vendors, which is a pretty big jump with a lot more that are actually registering today. We do have 2 food trucks booked. We have Pinchos Tacos and Bistro 320. The Kids Zone will be out there with inflatables as well as the crafts. We only have 1 volunteer position open. Everything else is full for that one. So we have 2 survey takers for the Experience Kissimmee survey, and we have 1 currently signed up to man the craft. We're going to have the kids decorate their own toolboxes for this event to kind of pull the family-friendly aspect of it. Movie nights are back. So we booked a few movie nights. October 10th, we're going to show Halloween Town as a little throwback Halloween movie. November 21st, we're gonna show Wicked because the next week, the Wicked 2 comes out. So we wanted to show the new one before the part 2 comes out. December 12th is Jack Frost, so another little, the one with Michael Keaton. So that'll be another little throwback. So we're in the process right now of finding some popcorn sponsors as well as just sponsors for the movie nights in general. Event maps will now be added to social posts as well as the digital A-frame at the front of the events. That means all of our residents will get a view on what our event is going to look like. So when they get here, they're at check-in, they go, where's this? They're already going to know ahead of time, which is really nice. So they'll know where the inflatables are, where all the food options are going to be, where the entertainment is. So hopefully it'll eliminate some questions asked at the front. And then finally, our most recent one, we ordered 3 new gate covers for our events. So we have 2 that are going to be celebration green. They're going to go over the black gates to make it a little bit more fancier with our logo in the middle. And then we have 1 that says event entrance on the front with our logo as well. So those are on the way. And those are all of the updates that I have for you right now. Everything else we'll get to in just a little bit.
Anybody have any questions, comments, any of those? What was the first movie night date?
October 10th. That will be Halloween bound. The second one is November 21st. And the third is December 12th.
Also, just going back on the food truck, it really is really funny. I was one of the partner program for people. Said, oh, did you hear about food truck Saturday now?
Oh, gosh.
I said, well, I think it's one time, yeah.
Yes, just this one time for now. We'll see how this goes, but we are back to 15 trucks, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
it seems like it's more of a draw for the vendors.
So, I think that's great. Now, my question, in case somebody asks, if it's successful, now I know this is a battle of the food trucks. If it's successful, would it be stay on Saturday by chance, or would it go back to Friday?
It's that's definitely possible. Most of our events are Friday nights. So Saturdays are typically open unless it's one of the big CCS events. So that's definitely something we can look into once we see what this one looks like.
It'll be interesting, the feedback. Is there any way we can get feedback?
Yes, we will send out in the Friday Flash for the following week a survey for the Battle of the Food Trucks and push it on social as well, since this one isn't been.
It'd be interesting to see, is it gonna be, oh, I like the different trucks that were here this time? Or I like the variety, or, oh, should it be changed up?
Mhm.
Or should it be, I don't know if they're gonna say quarterly, that was something that we would probably talk about. But monthly, quarterly, or something like
Or
that.
I like the day and time we changed it to and see what the crowd draw is from that.
Exactly, so when you do your survey thing, and sort of kind of zone into that, because it would be interesting to see what actually is going on, and then they say, and they like it, like.
Mhm.
The other thing on the food truck thing was I happened to see it, and I never watched it before, you guys probably already watched it 10 times, but I was surprised on the food truck, the race, the food truck, what is it, on TV.
Oh, the Great Food Truck Race?
Yeah. I was very, I thought that was very, very interesting, but what I thought was great about it was they love getting monetary wins, when they win, but they would get like $100 or $5,000. So, is that something she does, or is that something that we would want to participate in?
So she does so there are physical awards that these trucks put into their windows. That's what at least this draw is for the trucks that we have now. Depending on where kind of this goes, whether it's CROA ends up taking over and organizes it through just us, then we can decide what we want the prizes to be, or if we want to do it again, something like that.
But not this.
But not this time. This time it's the awards that they put up in their windows, but as far as the future of it, we'll just see which direction we kind of go in, if CROA takes it over, or if we don't think that this one did as well as we hoped, and we go back to quarterly food trucks, whatever it may be, we can discuss that.
I just wanted to say they would, be more inclined to come.
Mhm. Right,
And which we could get through sponsorship, I'm not saying we take it out of our budget. but
Right.
Sponsorship, so. It just seemed like that on that program, that's sort of what inspired them a little bit, but again, this may be sufficient for, this is what they want. They
Mhm.
want that, you know, thing in their window that they
Right.
want, because that's a selling point for.
definitely.
That's a huge selling.
Yeah,
point.
huge selling point for them, so.
Well, if we, let's put a scenario out there. Let's say we took it over, did it ourselves. If that ever happened, we could do it quarterly to make it a bigger deal instead of beating it to death every month. And then we could do a plaque, winner of quarter one, winner of quarter two, winner of quarter three, winner of quarter four. And we could just buy the plaques ourselves for $20-30.
Yeah.
And then they can put it actually in their food trucks to display. Celebration winner, quarter one, best overall, voted best for quarter one, something like that. I mean, bragging rights are huge for these people.
Yeah, no, it was interesting to see the dynamics of that, and it seems very popular, so. So I think this is good, so it'll be interesting to hear back.
Yeah, agreed.
Are we gonna lose the interest of the truck, so if we don't do it more often?
Of this, like this specific event, or are you saying just food truck credits?
If we wanted to do it every quarter instead of every month, are we gonna lose interest of the trucks?
So,
Will that be some regular way?
right, I actually think we would get more of them involved because right now they don't want to be here. It's been known just because it is every single month, they can't get the trucks' attention to come here because they're losing money every single month that they're here. So I think if we switched it to quarterly, one, you have more attention of the audience that's going because it's not like, oh, it's the same 4 trucks, that registered that are here. Now you got a bigger audience, and plus we're holding this, and I think this is gonna put a stamp for celebration for trucks that haven't been here before, because there's quite a few on the list that we haven't had before.
Well, what's one, and that's a really good
Mhm.
question, because I thought you were gonna go the other way, I thought you were gonna say, yeah, the more.
Yeah.
And that's interesting, but is there a possibility if Kate, is that her name?
Kat.
Kat, if she runs it, but yet we say, hey, in advance, we say, let's say we decided to do it quarterly, and let's say we said do it on Saturday. Friday. But we add some sort of, money win to it, so to me, that might inspire them to say, hey, there's a chance, if there's only 6 of us or 10 of us, whatever, the odds are better, but if we were to have that monetary prize
Right,
for at least one of them, or 2 of them, but again, I would say it'd have to be through sponsorship.
yeah, and I was also gonna say, if we use a third-party vendor, there's obviously a contract that's involved with that, which means she or whoever it is would have to be okay with those details as well.
Right.
So if we took it on, that's kind of like we make the rules from there. So that's gonna be your biggest, I guess, decipher between the two, whatever we decide to go in whatever direction. Cause, cause I know that we had talked a little bit about maybe starting to theme the remainder of the year to draw more of a crowd for it, because we are in this contract through the end of the year, so let's try to finish that out. But yeah, so if we decide to go in a different direction where we take it on, that it's a blank page. We can write it however we want to, which is the nice thing.
And are the food vendors, are they paying a fee to come for this, or do we pay CAT, or how does that work with them?
So, the food truck vendors pay CAT and then CAT pays us,
Is it like a flat fee, or is it a percentage of sales, or,
like for us.
Or
I guess, yeah, for us?
Yes, it's according to the contract, it's a certain flat fee that she gives to us for each food truck Friday event.
good information. All right, we'll move on, events.
I just think without having the littler samples, I think it's gonna be harder to sample more things.
And totally
Like,
agree.
me and my husband came now gonna have to just order 2 things, probably to split it to try and make a judgment opposed to being able to.
Yeah.
Little bits of stuff in other places, but.
That's what I was saying, if we did decide to take a food truck,
Right.
you can make those
Right.
orders on the smaller size,
Right.
And I love,
You get the regular portion for $15, you can get the sample for 6.
right. Exactly, I completely agree with you. All right, so these right here on the desk, these are the boxes that I ordered. Figured we can fill it with just snacks and things like that, so we can discuss what exactly you see from this box. The stickers were separate. Those, we were trying to make it more of like the music-y look. They kind of blended in, but I just wanted to bring it so you can at least see the size of the box and then decide. Obviously, we don't have to keep it closed. We can keep it open and you can have the snacks popping out of the box in each of the tables. That way we don't have to worry about collecting them at the end. Everybody just kind of takes it. So those have been ordered. And they'll be with the black tablecloth. So we just have to discuss what you want inside and if you want to do food or alcohol at this, or if you want to bring your own type of event as well. So.
Well, do what first, do the snacks inside, anybody have any suggestion, or just want them to do it? You thinking like chips?
Yeah, like little bags of popcorn, pretzels, little water bottles in there. So I don't,
Treats.
right, some sweet things.
Yeah, sweet and salty.
Yes.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, okay.
That's Twizzlers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's Twizzlers.
We can pick up most of that at BJ's.
So that would be the centerpiece?
Yes, and then if we want, I mean, there's like little music notes that you can like stick in there that will pop out too, that we can do to make it more, so we can, if we wanted to nix the stickers, if you don't think they're doing much for the box, we can always add the music notes at the top and just leave it the black and white. Totally up to you. I'm not opposed either way.
I like the notes too.
I like the notes.
Extra work, but I also like the height when you have a centerpiece of something.
It gives it a gift basket look.
Yeah.
What about that fake grass? at the
Yeah, like the shrimps.
The shredded fake grass to elevate the food.
Absolutely.
I worked on Easter with you, that's why.
So find it, also understand
It's the dueling pianos that,
Lakeside.
like,
Yeah, we see that advertising.
And that's on the October 15th.
what time is it?
6:30 to 8:30.
I think that's what we need to decide.
That's next. So we'll let you guys kind of play around with that, whatever fits in there, and whether you, do you like it open or closed? You want it open or closed? You want to stick a note in there, or do you want to leave it open or closed? I sort of like closed, but then again, open with button note or something.
Yeah, it'll limit us from how much we can put in if we do want to keep it closed. That's the only thing.
Yeah, to keep it more exciting, because you see it,
As we see it.
You know, make it easier.
So if they don't finish it, they close it up. Period.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love it.
all right.
it's like the chicken thing, Publix.
The chicken wing box.
God, you guys have to. I would really probably.
Yes, no chocolate, it will not.
Okay, food and bar, let's talk about it. If it's your, somebody was saying here about the, if we're not gonna have, somehow we should write what we're doing. I mean, I wouldn't say, I don't think I'd say the snacks and then they're thinking they're gonna get.
No, that's what I.
Yeah, so clear, specify. So what's everybody's thought? Should we do, because we were talking about on the concerts in the park, on the lawn, however, that on the, we weren't gonna do the food and we were say bring your own food and snacks
Mhm.
and beverages too, and beverages. So what do you all think?
historically, just from a historic perspective, what have we done at these two pianos in the past?
We've done both.
Okay,
But
so it's not like it's gonna be, it's written in.
right, but it seems more and more that the last one when we had premiere.
Mhm.
We had two guys there, set up a nice bar, but most of the people brought, we didn't have a huge turnout. I don't know what the weather or whatever it was. So they didn't really do that well. So we were thinking, well, maybe for just the concert on the lawn,
Yeah, bring your
maybe movies on the lawn, anything like that type of thing. We don't provide, bring your own food, beverages,
So I think
Yeah.
it's worth trying that way, because I know when we had the Aloha event, so many people were bringing in their own stuff, even though we had the, some people there. I think you need to let the local restaurants know, because the pizza place was like, they said it was so slammed that they couldn't get pizza.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
To let us know.
and we can also like post and make it known through social on like, we're not gonna have anything for sale, like you're welcome to bring your own.
Yeah.
Kind of like a.
People have fun doing that too, so you can,
Yeah, you can
your own.
whatever you
Were people walking in with whole pies from the pizza
Yeah.
place?
Yes, they were,
They had it by the slice too.
yeah.
Well, no, I can't complain.
It's a good, no, it's good business.
They're
for
good
them.
business.
If they could do some kind of take, maybe they'll have little special takeouts on this kind of.
Now, is this event free for residents or?
Yes, this is a free event for residents and their guests.
Based on what you were just saying, do you think that? Do you think, because we'd have to break this down, go to Upper Crust and say, hey, we're having an event, we're not providing the food. So we give a discount, have them give a discount on the pizza or slice or something, that's free.
If they are at the event,
No.
It would be along the lines of me asking them for a sponsorship, and I don't want to play that card so quickly.
I do know the
If you know what
staffing
I'm
is hard for them. That's why for like trivia last year, 2 years ago, they gave us gift cards is because they couldn't provide the staffing to sell. Yeah.
Yeah, but,
You may give a discount too.
Mhm.
Spicy strips, yeah.
Oh, they can just kind of celebration employees work at town hall.
Yeah.
You bet your badge.
that's good.
They give you 10% off.
Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, no, but if the budget's to know ahead of time, like I would be thinking,
Yes.
like, hey, get this to go basket.
Well,
today. We're
I'm
doing a
trying
special.
I'm trying to put event flyers in downtown. Those are those businesses that'll let us put our pro flyers up. I'm hitting them all one by one. So far, Starbucks is like, bring them in. Sue at the tavern, bring them in. I just gotta hit the other businesses. Because I would like to swap them out or have them throw them away once they're gone and we bring in fresh ones.
What we could do is work with Kanoa to just make sure we say, hey, here's some of our upcoming events that we have. If you want to let your businesses know, there might be an extra crowd coming through on that night.
YOB.
Right. Right. So yeah, we can definitely do that so that they're prepared.
See, that is. It's fun. Work on others ideas.
I was thinking that looked like a.
Let's look at these.
Okay, we're on to pots and pints, unless anybody has any other thoughts. Any other thoughts on that? Pots and pints.
All right, so Swift Paws and Artistic Talent Group were both booked, so that's still trying to find a sponsor for Swift Paws, that's that dog activity. The Artistic Talent Group is the one that does the characters, so we have 2 doing the coasters and 2 doing the regular characters. This one, I'm very happy to say, we brought the idea from the last meeting about donating some of the proceeds to a dog-related nonprofit. That got approved. We are allowed to do that. So we can work together with the dog park to choose one of those organizations. However, it does have to be outside of Celebration. Okay, so we can discuss that as well. And then due to some budget purposes, we can only have a DJ for this event. We're trying to save a bit more to make the Founder's Day event bigger than it before, which means we had to kind of move things around a bit to compensate for it. So there will not be an option for a band, it's just DJ only. We figured we would do the musical chair idea with the dogs because I think we all really loved that idea. So we ordered those circle mats, the different colored circle mats that the dogs, that way visually they can see well, I know they can't really see all colors, but they can see some of the colors that are on the ground, so it'll be easier for the humans as well. Town Tavern will be the only provider of the alcohol for this event. And once we get a little closer, we'll work with Susan on getting that menu narrowed down so we can tell you ahead of time. We were also looking into getting QR codes for the tops of the tables for the beer garden so people can scan it and it'll pull up the menu also. So it should eliminate some of the lines for the bar too. And those are the updates that I
I
have.
thought it might be kind of fun to brand the beer garden. I've seen them call them different. I was trying to remember like, puppy pints or whatever. But
Yeah, like, well, we have the watering bowl if we like.
yeah, something like that, yeah.
We could just add the word bar, because I think some people were a little confused seeing watering bowl. They were like, what is that? So we could say the watering bowl
Barking beer garden.
bar or whatever it
Right.
is.
And we food trucks.
Yes, we will have food trucks for this one.
I did reach out to one of the businesses that I deal with all the time, Paw Academy. And they recommended Polk County Bully Project. There's a lot of supposedly staff people that live in Celebration. As a possible, we can get names from him. I just thought.
What is that again?
Called Polk County Bully Project.
Bully?
Bully. Yeah, a lot of the pet things.
Like a bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, but they do all kinds.
They do a lot of the brewery. Amy Pearsall used to be over it, but now she goes on, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
If you have another contact, I emailed them last week, but I've heard crickets so far. If you have somebody else,
Yeah.
I'd love to hit them up again.
Yeah, I'll get that for you. Couldn't find a lot in Osceola County. My daughter works for the Orange County Animal Shelter. She mentioned Pet Rescue by Judy and Touch of Gray Rescue, that are both nonprofits that do a lot of placement for the Orange County. I couldn't find much for Osceola because I don't have contacts there, but those are just some.
I was gonna feel like maybe that rescue, leave that.
There is, I reached out to them too.
Okay, I'll get.
Are not the ones that the place burnt?
That's the Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I know one burnt.
that's where my daughter works.
And I will say that one specifically is the Paws in the Park. That is their donator, like they donate to them. So if we want to keep that in mind for if we want to choose somebody different, so that way we can kind of spread the love.
Is that gonna be, no, I know the ones you just talked about in Orange County, the ones that they caused. They started taking funds early online. Not to say that we're gonna do that, but what I wanna know is how, like, say, we're gonna donate something on the thing, the spinner thing, but is there gonna be any types of forms if we go with one of these companies that people that are there, we have a tent, that people can donate?
Yes, so the goal is to narrow this down and choose somebody like rather soon. So that way we want to individually reach out to these rescues or the nonprofits to tell them, hey, we're doing this. We would love to choose you as our nonprofit to donate a portion of our proceeds to. And we would like to welcome you to join to like set up a vendor booth, because we would love to present an actual big check to them on the stage once we kind of get towards the end of the event. I do know Swift Paws had mentioned that when they did it at Lake Eola, they did have an option to pre-register for a ticket for their dogs to run their course. So we could have that option where we do some of these ahead of time registrations or things. So that way, one, I mean, it helps when they get there so that they're not waiting in line. But two, we have a little bit of an idea on how much we'll be able to kind of donate. The management is working right now on figuring out kind of from other places like Paws in the Park, what is the typical percentage that, businesses usually donate to the nonprofit? Is it, like 20% of the proceeds? Is it 10%? Just so that way we feel like we're in line with what is the typical kind of donation. So we're working on that now to figure that out. But yes, we can do, pre-registration for certain things that we have.
And then once you select that, they may already have it for you to see that.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds good. Anybody see any?
For this, so it would be the Swift Paws, so that is a charged activity. If we offer an additional activity like the flower one that Jill talked about last week where it was, what was it, the paws, and then they draw the flower around it. So adding those extra activities that we can charge for, because we were saying if we charge for those items, but CROA doesn't say like, hey, we're gonna donate some of these, it's all coming to us. More people are more inclined to pay for those when they're like, it's going to a better cause.
Yeah.
So that was our goal, especially since this is a CCS event, it is public. So that does, generate a lot of that revenue. And then we're gonna talk to Susan as well to see if we can, with some of those proceeds, if she would be willing and open to donate some of those to.
Because in the past, it was the CCS events, anything money that we generated from it all went back.
Right.
So, but we're allowed to take.
It's, CCS, it's a non-for-profit, we can't make revenue, so as long as we cover our costs, the rest of that profit can go towards donating.
Anybody else?
The pet rescue by Judy? Yeah. Is that the one over in Sanford?
Yes.
Our dog is from there. Awesome place. The lady that runs it, Judy, is all by herself pretty much, and she gets volunteers to do this. It's not, she gets some help from the Orlando game and everything, but she does it herself. And they have a wonderful group of volunteers and stuff. I would go for, it's a small shelter and they do a lot of, they're one of the few that doesn't. My husband and I are, yes, they don't discriminate. My husband and I got turned down by 4 shelters before they actually rescued this dog, and all of our, we're too old. All our animals are all rescue cats and dogs and everything. I was never so pissed off in my life. And they were so nice and understanding. He's also in a wheelchair, so they discriminate against that too. And Penelope, our daughter, she has went to training and everything, extra and stuff. She's an awesome dog. And they're one of the few that are fair to everybody. So if you want to donate to something that really needs it, because we gave them like stuff and everything too, because they're really nice. Everybody says nice things, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just something to bring back around. That's a great compliment to have, because at the dog park meeting next Tuesday on the 16th, we tasked the dog park to come up with a vendor list for you all, as well as some nonprofits that they suggest. So Dory, if you're free next Tuesday on the 16th and another representative of the committee, I just can't have a forum there because then it's a joint meeting. But
No,
if
if I go to the dog park all the time, I'll be away next week, I can go with you, but I'll talk to some of the people when I.
Perfect, yeah. So that way you can hear Dory as well and what they're talking about, because when we make that lesson, because we'll finish for the rest of the committee, that you decide like the top one. We have to bring it to a CCS meeting, so it's the CCS board approving this nonprofit.
Okay, so do you want us to wait until the next meeting to, vote on anything?
So we could do next meeting, or if you want to vote via email, you're more than welcome to, or to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we have time till next meeting, if we have like I said, we want to put that on the list. Let's say we have 3 to 5 on the list, and then we vote from those.
Yeah, so then we can put something together that has everybody's discuss, narrow it down to whether 3 to 5, have a little blurb on exactly kind of why we want to do it, what their value and their mission is, and how it aligns maybe with CCS. And then that is what can get submitted. So that way, because the board's not, they're going to see these 3 and go, well, what do they do? What do they do? So we'll go ahead and lay those out. So that way they have a clear kind of thought process.
That's really good. Right, sounds good. Anybody else? Okay, the father-daughter. Yes. So,
John, yes, you get it online.
So, we had talked last time about, we had talked last time about father-daughter and the.
We discussed the 2 events The one for before, which would have been like a Mardi Gras jazzy themed night. And then we would flip it over to a Candyland themed father-daughter. So we talked about the floors and seeing if, you know, we can get the colored floors. Dory sent a nice email that had a bunch of ideas in there as well and what we can do. So we really just wanted to decide, one, I guess, what we see this event being, with whether we decide on Candyland or something else, what we see it being. And if we want to do that totally, completely different event the night before to then flip it the next day for father-daughter. So,
When we start with the Candyland thing,
mhm.
does everybody like that idea?
I do.
Here's sort of a picture. I had the other ones in bond. They also have glow in the dark light up. Oh, you got it? Yeah. Okay, got it. And then, so do you like that idea? I also drove into, Hamilton, they have these, and if you want them, we could. That from my question?
Yes.
Stuff is out. I know.
Yeah.
All the Christmas. Depending on the Christmas, we have great.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And then we were talking about also
That lollipops is me.
Right. So that's why we wanted to try to nail it down, because now is the time to go and get this done.
So, I mean, we have to get 60, right, or 40 or 60, I don't know if we need 60.
Yeah, not many people sit, that's the thing.
Anyhow, this, if we want, if we. And then we were talking about the pastel, like the lime green, pink table cloths. And then if we did the dance floor type thing, then we could do that the night before, so. Let's just, then if you guys like the idea, then we'll go ahead and, vote on that theme. And we'll go together. Okay, so all in favor of the Candyland theme for 2026 father-daughter day? Opposed? No? Eugene, did you want to chime in?
People stepped away for a minute.
All right, so that's that. So let's jump back. And then we we really have to, really come together on, A, what is our budget? You know, could we get that bubble thing, whatever, the dance floor? If we use the dance floor of the colors, whether it's this color or whatever, incorporate that into the next night. Now, I don't know if the dance floors can do different types of things, they turn black and white, or they all colors, or, so.
Did we stuff out that first?
Yes, we do.
The,
I have it silver too, but we haven't gold against.
the tree thing.
Oh, the tree one, or the tree one, or
The arch. Sorry, the arch.
No, let's talk about the arch,
the tree?
it's, the two trees that go together.
Is it a blower?
No, it's pretty stuff. Tree that.
Okay.
Well, the last God, we used that, it's literally one of the artists. I'm pretty sure.
Like we stuff that good. Like that.
Well, the tree one would be better.
There's definitely a lot you can do with this theme. Truly, the possibilities are endless. There's so much that you can do. So it's just about what kind of the activities that you see with this. And obviously that's not something we have to decide right now, but now that we've got that theme, just think of, if there's a title of it, how last one was Never Grow Up. We didn't say Taylor Swift themed this. So if there's like a phrase that sticks out that's related to, father-daughter, just think on it. And then those ideas, I think, will just start to put it.
Music, because that was such a huge draw
Mhm.
last year, and I was, my head to see what kind of music
Candyland. Didn't have a really good idea, but I don't know if anybody else thought about that.
I don't think that's gonna be hard to find.
No,
Yeah, and I think like that band we're having, I think in October, you know, they tend to change their look. I think they might even be able to change their look to that.
There is a lot of like candy themed songs that you wouldn't sit here and go, oh yeah, but it's even like a little phrase, even kind of Sweet Caroline, sweet, that's candy.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that where it is possible.
Yeah.
The obvious one.
Yeah.
I think that DJ might do better with something with this theme, but that's just kind of my recommendation on that.
Also, that we had for Taylor Swift would be a good group with the young girls in there too. But yet, not Taylor's Swift band, but they have actual other
Like
things.
other band, I can look that up.
But you know what I mean? I mean, they can dress up, the outfits they wear at these parties are just adorable. I mean, I think,
fairy type of stuff.
yeah.
Just like the night.
So we're asking about the budget. So, for next year, we cut close to $50,000 in the budget because we know that there's a lot of stuff within their storage that we can reuse. And we're just trying to show the town, because I know there's some time in the past that we spent too much money on events, right? So, Allison and I were working on the budget. So entertainment is $5,000. So that's a perfect example right there. Allison saying a DJ, you can use that $5,000 for all that decor that you had in that photo that you provided. You can literally get all of that, close to 5,000. We also have for food and beverage, $6,000. That's something, I know we talked about Chick-fil-A. They did a great sponsorship with Summer Breakout Camp, maybe kind of using, vendors or restaurants in town to save money that way, you know.
I think that's a great idea. All that's good.
And the kids wanted Chick-fil-A this year.
And that's a
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think keep it simple, and go with what they want to do.
because again, we could use that to get all of these types of things, because I think with something like Candyland, you need all this stuff, you know, yeah,
We need the things.
yeah.
What is the date on the event?
It's, I believe, February 20th is rodeo.
Do we need to have like a mini workshop on that to pull in what we want? Like you said, there's so many different things. Do we need to do a mini workshop for an hour or something and make a list of everything we have, what we need, what we want it to look like, the decor?
We can do that.
Chris can make that colored walkway floor all the way up to the dance floor.
Sure. Take a picture, I'll pay for you.
I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they did that, but I think it's quite impressive. Okay, well, think on that, maybe we can do something, even if we did, like, if we wanted to come, stay a little after the next meeting, come earlier, or whatever, just to say, yes, you know, the floor, how much is the floor gonna be, the dance floor, band, you know, blowing up those beach balls and putting cellophane, that's what I think. Blowing up like beach balls and put cellophane.
And then you twist them to make them that big piece of.
Yeah. That was a good idea. So anyhow, think on that, you let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you want me to go ahead and get some, see if I can try to round up some series telling me, I counted the ones on the shelf and I see they're all.
Well, the good thing is now that we've voted and we have that theme, we can go ahead and start gathering those things, because that's why I wanted to get it done now. If all the Candyland stuff was on sale.
So much stuff that I can't even get paid.
Yeah. no, so-
So we love taking work trips to do this stuff, so.
Okay.
Next year, we
Yeah, they did have those cones and whatever. In fact, we need to do it sooner than later.
Yes.
So then if we do have a workshop, you can say, hey, we have this, we have this, we have to do this, we have to make this, and then we can plan it. Yeah, feel free.
That's a good idea. Maybe, I didn't mean to cut you off, but maybe, the end of this month, if not next month on October 14th. We say a little bit later to finalize, so right after that meeting that week, you all can go to the shop and order everything.
We have to put it down. We have to get, no, we have to get it down, like,
Oh, sorry, I mean like the lighting and.
oh, that,
Yes,
but the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that, we can work on.
But, like she said, it's flying off.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna get up.
And it's not awesome. Try to order from John's.
Yeah.
Should we do 60 tables or do you want to cut it back?
I mean, most of them stayed empty except for people to eat every once in a while. So
Stay 60? And then.
I think so.
The other thing is, we'll need you to do is see if you, can get the, check on the inventory of the colors. And if.
Of the
some them are dingy and whatever, but that, they have them for sale for $3.50. And if you order a certain amount, you can get 10%. It's just, but I mean, this is the, well, no, they can, they can be out of the winter.
yes, so we will check on the
That
inventory,
was CD.
colors that we've got.
That was CD. CD.
TV.
So, yeah, we'll see what we have. Okay. Okay, so we're back to the night before.
Yes.
My question would be, again, like I said, all that, it was so exciting, I couldn't believe it. And then we go to, again, I feel the same thing about Mardi Gras. Is it overdone? I mean, there's a lot of pretty colors, it could go with the dance floor. And then my other thought was, do we think that, is that any interest there for a jazz band? I mean, I love jazz bands, so I'm all in on that. So does it make sense, or would it be more of like a country or, this or whatever, because we could do a lot of that too. What's everybody's thoughts? Because if you like that, I mean, I think the dance floor, I think the 2 dance floors, whatever we get for the canyon, I think we go with the Mardi Gras thing, so. What's that right?
Maybe we could change the lighting and stuff to go.
Well, we get one of those in the dance, yes, that is like, it's gonna be pink or purple and blue and yellow and gold, and which is the same as that, so we can, that would be a home run, so we just use it for 2 nights.
And it's nice because we can then split that invoice in half and then again, save money on
Right.
putting towards that.
So, and I think that it's just we don't have really a problem with the decor, and then the jazz band. So, but I want everybody else to, what they like. What do you think? What do you think?
I mean, I think we haven't done, 60 weeks ago, we have done jazz, but not the club. Theaters we have.
I think it fits.
Places that you try to add on to another event, they have to make something, try to work on those.
Right.
Seems like.
You like this?
Yeah, that's a good.
It looks like we all that, like, with the masks and the
Yeah.
feathers and the beads and all those.
Well, that's good, yeah.
Well, I think I can say that as much time, so many thought in my head. I don't suppose we're allowed to paint on the dance floor. But could we find a cover to put on the dance floor that we're allowed to paint on and make a canyon board for the dance floor? You could even design some games around it, but just for the,
Well, you could do a Candyland board as the whole area. And have like the different lands, like licorice forest and molasses swamp and ice cream swamps, I mean, you actually. Well. Yes. That sounds great. Well, so I mean, like, and there's like a chocolate thing, which I like in my vision, a chocolate mountain.
But so one of the reasons for the light dance floor is to bring light. So Chris did the steps.
Really? We're really going with this, huh?
So yes, so when they go to the archway, and we have that. We don't have once you go through the archway, you're gonna go on the steps that Chris is gonna make to the like dance floor. And then they can go off this side and they can go over to her chocolate factory. Yes, that's, we need no attention at all. So, but, you know, when, yeah, that, so that bring those things to our little workshop and if you know what those little places are and what we do, because that chocolate thing would be really cool. I'm gonna go and buy candy and look at it a little closer, but we could, we could have game giveaways, we could do, the step could go over to the places.
Where the cracks are, where the rest of
And maybe there's popsicles or lollipops or whatever. So, and then there, that's we need to work on. So, you know, do your research, if you find a little area, like, if that's what you like, that area, then you get all the things together. Tell us what's in the future. And then we can do that. So, but the whole thing will look like, the idea is, the whole thing will look like a board game.
I mean, you can really turn it into, they are the pawns in the game. They have to go to each spot. Maybe they have a booklet, they get stamped once they do the activity, and then their prize at the end, they get to make their own candy bags.
Yeah, there's so many different things, but think.
But I like the idea of Mardi Gras, because I think we can use, you know, leverage what we're doing on Saturday.
But if we can, but, and with that said, which popped into my mind as you were saying that, we really need to be well prepared for the second night, so that when we go out there and put it all down, it's over. Yeah, so,
Well, a lit dance floor is gonna be a big part of that theme.
yes, I,
So it's gonna really set the tone.
right, so we gotta get the right one, the right colors for both,
Mhm.
for both. And,
Well, everything, the colors, they probably can change, right? It's not.
That's what, yeah, that's what we're hoping, is that the floor colors can change.
Dancing night.
no, it basically illuminated place, but we probably, Allison, have to, Nikki, look into the mushroom lights, the mushroom lights. And the guy that has the, owns them, brings them and stays with them, but he can dim them, so he can make them brighter or dim them. And I think he might be able to make them for color. So if we could look back to what we used before, do you guys remember the mushroom lights? Yeah, so let's look at them. There's one guy that owns his own, and he brings them coming.
Well, and let's hear, I mean, not, thanks,
I'm thinking something.
not a lot of people danced last year.
No.
It was like, gosh.
That's
But
it.
there were a few.
So what I, a little decoration. Yeah, and if they can get all the right colors,
Yeah.
sort of like.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I can also do some digging and bring some to you all as well, and like, here's some different options on, you know, the jazzy Mardi Gras band type of thing, because there are two different styles of jazz in a sense where it was Rachel and the Copeland jazz, but then there's also like the bands with all the trumpets and the big, you know, that kind of thing. So we'll go ahead and look those up and then see kind of what's going on.
Well, that sounds really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like the brass jazz.
I think. I was very 60. Everybody give her applause.
Yes.
And I will have, I have actually 60 of these too, if you want to take time and jazz them up and play. Okay, that's really exciting.
We get a king cake for dessert that night.
You may take the two.
I have a spouse that'll do whatever. They'll make whatever I need.
They did have a Candyland cake person saying that they're very, very expensive.
I know, I was thinking, I have a husband, they make any ice cream, well, not a cake, but. We just can't have the little baby in
Yeah,
there.
I do remember last year that dance, it was pulled during the setup, but we do have new leaders.
You know, that's exciting too. That's exciting
We
too.
make sure that people don't get turned off by the fact, I was there last year and it was freezing. I don't want them to do
We could
it.
advertise.
I know, I was gonna say, we can do that.
And you know, one of their outfits they wore would be perfect for this too, because it's all just, you know.
Was there alcohol at the dance last year?
For the jazz or?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The adult dance back and forth. Well, we gotta push more alcohol.
There you go. No.
It's only-
And it just sets a nice tone, nice harmony to do it on too. All right. And then as far as, Albert, I think we'll get to that, we'll do talk about that, meeting thing, I'll bring them by and you can throw everything together and come up with one. Okay, holiday fest.
All right, so Premier put together a little document, you all have it in your pages there, on some the mocktails and cocktails that we can choose from. We can choose 2 cocktails and a mocktail. And he did say that any of these that we choose, they can actually add dry ice into them to give that frozen effect as well. So just keep in mind all of the ingredients that are in there, choose based off of that, because the creamy stuff might be hard for some people because there's dairy. So if you are going that way, you can choose like a dairy one and a, you know, straight juice and liquor type of thing, totally up to you. But I figured I'd bring these to you guys so you could decide which ones that you prefer to offer.
Are they all the same price?
Yeah, so any cocktail, they are a set price whether we had these or not. I just figured since Jess's Lemonade will be here with the lemonade themed cocktail or mocktails, we can choose 2 of these ones to offer to our adults as well. So it's not just kind of, we keep to the theme essentially.
So we need to pick how many cocktails?
I would pick 2 cocktails and 1 mocktail.
I like the Jack Frost winter mocktail.
Yeah, I would say vote from the ingredients that you see.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's got one person on me.
Cigars?
It's not alcoholic.
No,
Depending on that, there's gonna be on it.
yeah, they added a blue carousel is almost like a blue raspberry type of syrup.
It's blue grenadine.
No, I would say.
Yep.
Coconut snowball and on me.
Tsunami.
Yeah.
I also like the coconut snowball. I think that's fun. Yeah. And I feel like we've never offered a martini, if I'm not mistaken. It's always just been like liquor, big drinks.
Creamy and one.
Right.
The Blue Lagoon is really almost like a blue Hawaiian.
You guys remember, we're going for upscale this year. on this event.
That's why the martini is nice.
yeah, I think the coconut snowball martini, the Jack Frost winter mocktail because it has the edging around it, different.
Is that ice?
No, it's.
I think it's sugar,
Snow, coconut.
it's coconut flake.
It's 2, like, I think it's coconut.
I
Coconut.
think it's coconut flakes.
It's similar to the coconut.
Okay, so do you want us to pick one out?
Yeah, if we are all in agreement.
Snow, coconuts.
Yeah.
Yes,
Great, and what's the other one?
I like this.
That one's very like basic in the sense of not having the dairy, so I kind of like that.
These huge glasses or they have.
The martinis, they will be serving them in martini cups, but these I have no idea what they're gonna, because they don't get glass, so. Do what?
It shouldn't be like paper cups or something.
They'll probably be plastic because we don't want them to have glass.
what about the Jack Frost winter mocktail, would that be okay?
Yeah, I like that.
The Jack Frost?
Are you choosing 2 of each?
Like
Two and
green,
Two.
you know, simple. It's almost like a
I will show you. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So it's between Winter Dream and the Jack Frost. My only thing with the Jack Frost is, again, we're putting that dairy in there, the coconut milk. So if we wanted the one option where it's not milky, so
Actually,
everybody can have it.
kids could have the Winter Dream one. Teenagers.
Yes,
It's Sprite.
It's basically a Shirley Temple.
right.
Exactly.
But you know, for coconut milk is not dairy. Coconut milk
Nice,
is
right.
It's vegan and dairy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, coconut is there.
Yeah,
No, it's not, that's what,
and Paul.
Okay, would you want
this is more elevated. I say the Jack Frost winter.
Jack
too.
Jack Frost?
It's more elevated if that's for going for higher end.
It's not, with the coconut, if they did want.
Essentially, yeah. We could probably order and request that, but this would also be something again where we can create those QR codes if we wanted to put out there, so everybody can kind of see them before they get up there as well.
Okay, so we got okay. Anything else you need to talk about on the holiday?
It's not like everything at Holiday Fest.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about on the holiday? Everything is pretty long in on there.
We're pretty locked in, thankfully, on the Holiday Fest.
Okay. Okay, Founder's Day, that's this year's Founder's Day.
Yes, I mean, we pretty much have everything, you know, the band is booked already. If we want to discuss what you see, like for the extra, you know, do we want inflatable option for kids? Do we want, you know, instead of all these, you know, inflatables, you have maybe, just for example, like a rock climbing wall and one bounce house, or do we not want any of that stuff for the kids and we'd rather offer something else? So that's just kind of the discussion I would like to have on that specifically, on what else you see with this specific event. Because remember, it is a Motown band performing for the adults, so I just think we need to have a little option for the kids too. This is for the evening, this one is for this Founder's Day this year, for November.
This is
Correct. Yes.
It's nighttime.
Mm-hmm. 6 to 9.
So why are you trying to put it in for kids?
Because it's Founders, you have, I mean, you gotta mostly, everybody wants to celebrate with Founders. No, it's not the big one. Next year's the big one, but just to have kind of that offering, or if you feel like you don't need one for this year, I'm okay with that too. Like a kids, any activity for them.
Standing your kids and they get wound up and start running stage.
Mhm.
We will have phone calls for people that say, enough,
Mhm.
you've got to, you know, do something. So,
At Lakeside.
Yes, this one's on Lakeside.
no, with that, you know, all of us, we sort of have issues. But we did find that having crafts behind there,
Mhm.
crafts, things for them to do. Big now, hey, what's that, huh?
What about, Jason and his corn?
We can't have them all on the music.
In the side. Like in front, but like over to the side.
I think that's too noisy, just from it. I mean, I'm not saying not do it.
Well, I mean, anything could be disruptive.
That's what we're trying to.
Oh, I live by the Lakeside sign.
Yeah, so you also want,
Mhm.
Yeah, but is that a recreation that's noisy, like, yay?
I mean, we can pull out, I mean, we have Celebration logo cornhole that we can put like maybe on the outside grass area that's in front of like the Lakeside sign.
Yeah.
So we can offer that if you wanted to.
Not on.
Yeah, not on the one.
So kids cornhole up in the grass area.
You want them to do that, but the best thing is trying to create something for them to do, and it has to be something that's gonna kind of keep them entertained, type while they do it. Because if they have set up like this and then they have tables and they sit there, they're left running, they're still gonna run around.
Yeah.
But you guys occupy them for a bit.
We could do some kids crafts. You can do crafts. I'll figure it out. It's just, we'll treat it like a kid's night out. A
Right.
separate area, tent, tables. Is that what you guys are thinking?
In the back,
Yeah. What do you think in the back?
If the kids are around and they have something to do,
Like close to the adults with that band and stages?
You know,
Okay, that's fine.
way towards the lake, towards the sidewalk,
Okay.
towards the shrubs.
Okay.
get the shrubs.
Kids crafts.
I can see it in the shrubs.
Yeah, it does help. It helps a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely.
I mean, even if it were outside, the parents could bring them in and out. And at least it would be contained,
Mhm.
you know? I mean, I don't think parents would be set having to leave and come back. You know what I mean, it's not far. I mean, they can still hear,
Right.
Right.
and it's something the kids occupied, but.
Maybe too, like if it's Founder's Day, maybe the craft can be something about celebration.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, can they trace the celebration logo? Something.
Is there anything like, my town used to have a kids coloring book
Mhm.
that was like historical? Is there anything like that that we could like, create for at least like the 30th?
That's a good silly question.
You guys, we have looked for those
Mm.
books. There used to be some celebration coloring books, but no one's been able to locate them. And for this another,
Shouldn't see them.
you could. You could do Founder's Day 2025, 2026, so we could use them both years.
Well, I mean, once you have it, you can use it forever. I mean, you used to do it at the schools in the 3rd grade. It's kind of like a town history lesson. It was through this coloring book.
It would be a cool thing.
And so.
That is cool.
Accessible Centennial, that was one big mess. I printed thousands, hundreds of them. Pretty crazy. Actually, I did it for the whole celebration memories.
Yeah. They used to have like, it was like different houses, Victorian style house and whatnot, but some of that's new, so.
Do you know where we get it?
It's a great question. Maybe we could, one of the rooms inside the town hall. And I can look into it. But I love the scary fun.
Check with getting you down.
There's a fun.
Or, what's that other?
Let's think of Genesee.
Genesee.
Yeah, it would be a good one too.
Oh, yeah, I'll look into it.
Okay, then we have the food, we're using Premier's and all that.
Food, I did not book yet because I wanted to discuss that as well. On, do you want food trucks for this one? Do you want us to see if Chick-fil-A will, I don't know, sell or sponsor or anything like that?
It'd be cool if you could have like the tavern, like some of the celebration businesses that have been
Mhm.
here, for- especially like the diner has a history. They may even have artifacts they could bring and like the tavern and, you know,
Yeah.
even some of the newer ones, you know, that have been here a year or two or whatever. Maybe do them.
But they set up and sell, they set up and give.
Either, and you get approached for either, like a taste of celebration where they give larger sample sizes, or if you wanted them to vend. I mean, I would try that first.
Yeah, just historically, in the past, I know that we used to do a lot with like purchasing from like a vendor. In the past, it was a food truck, but we can pre-purchase meals and then we just gave it out as like a meal per person, but it was like hamburgers and hot dogs because that was like the cheapest option. But that's just in the past of what we've done for a Founder's Day as well, but I don't know if you wanted to let,
Let the food truck with the numbers.
right,
Well, the Founder's Day, we're gonna go to the picnic. We're not,
that's what we were talking about for next year.
no, this year.
Yeah, not for this, for the picnic, no.
Because normally we would do either, we would, like, when we did the picnics, when we had, barbecue places, it was a gift card.
Mm-hmm.
But then it got too many people, so we did a price per gallon. So if it costs $10, we'd only charge $5 and we'd offset the cost.
Right, that's kind of like the luau, right? Okay.
So that's what we've done. So Founder's Day was always like something giving back.
Right, yeah.
And then, but it's hard sometimes when you don't know how many people, so that doing the reservation is good, but then if we're doing the concert thing, it's almost like have something that they can purchase. And I'm usually gonna say, well, get anything free today, we're starting picnic, you know, kind of thing. So,
Yeah, see, there's more new residents who probably don't even know that that used to be. I would never
Yeah.
know that.
I just thought it was the Founder's Day Parade and like the big picture we did last year, so I didn't know.
Yeah, that's usually a good part.
I think idea, lower costs,
Mhm.
you know, smaller
and
rates.
that's what we said, is in the budget.
Yeah.
Our budget is such that we can't do it, so.
Do you want to find out what restaurants we want to participate? Out of all the, okay.
Been determined, or you want to let them sell it so they make money on it, or is it a giveaway?
Mhm.
If it's a taste of, then it's like sort of like you're giving it away, but if it's not, but you pick, you have to. You almost have to. Almost have to go to all of them, because if you pick one or two and don't,
Yeah.
so.
And this,
You're gonna have to offer to all of them, or there's gonna be kickback and we're gonna get.
this is also something that we could potentially even partner with Noah on, like the downtown businesses as well too. And see if maybe there is something that we can kind of counterbalance with them and say, hey, this is what we have for founders. Do you want in on it essentially, and see if the businesses want to do where it's like, maybe we supplement the cost and say, if you sell for, you know, these little samples and you have, you know, each booth maybe has 200, that's all that they carry. And then they get that, you know, those little tastings for free, because not only does it help us, but it helps those businesses downtown too, because people are trying things that they normally wouldn't. So that's something that, you know, we can go even to Lexington and just say, hey, is this something you might want in on to get involved in?
I think that's, I know, and I think that's. See what kind of response you get, and then. And then whoever wants to do a bar in there too.
Mm-hmm.
We would have to offer this to new shopping center businesses as well. Because there's what, 10 food places there?
Yeah, and Kanoa's been trying to get more stuff out there anyway. I know that's what Mike and Lee have been trying to do, so.
You know, I think you gotta almost like have something written up saying,
Mm-hmm.
here's the event, and this is what we need, this is what we're looking for, are you interested?
Yeah, 2025 Taste of Celebration. We take it to every single, we take it to every single business. Don't you want to participate in this? And if they tell me no, I'm gonna say, well, give me a good reason why, then they'll feel guilty and doing it.
We just did that with the chocolate adventure. We ended up with 16 stops because we did that. We're like, hey, this is a chance for you to shine. So they were all willing to, we made them do between 200 to 400 samples for the event, and they all said yes. So
Yeah.
it was like 2 that didn't.
Yeah, I will say we would have to come up, like, we can't actually use the name Taste of Celebration, that is trade.
It is?
Yes, trade Taste of Celebration is already trademarked, that is an event that already happens. Well, it happened a few years ago, that was being talked about coming back. So, we just can't use that name, but we can come up with something else, or again, just partner and see if that's something that Lexington would, and Canoa would want to be in on, to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, really. So that would actually be great, and I think that's a fantastic idea, so, yeah.
And then
The Taste of Celebration.
We could say celebration eats.
Yeah,
flavors of celebration.
like this is,
He came up with it.
how about sip and savor?
I think that's already in there. Yeah.
Would Mike give us permission to use that?
Yeah, flavors.
She said flavors of celebration. That's really
That's a
nice.
nice festival that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can think on it, and let's see first if the businesses are even interested in being a part of that first, and then we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
What I would do is on your form that you take, I would say, that, what's the cutoff? We must know by
Right.
October 14th.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So my first step will be, I'll have to talk with Canoa first and present this idea to them, because I'm sure that idea will then get presented to the Canoa board before we get into going door to door to the businesses individually first. So I will start working on that and going to the right people to see if, and start that conversation.
Let's be persistent. I'm sure you can do it.
I had put the logo update because I was thinking about next year's Founder's Day. I'm sure you've all seen the conversation that has been happening about that 30th logo. So I just wanted to be very transparent with all of you that we are not doing that logo any longer. We are going to go ahead and just do the 30, and the 0 is our logo that we already have. And we're gonna put 30th anniversary, the celebration for that type of
Because I
thing.
got to know what was the issue was.
Issues.
It was mostly the Vespa and the fact that the child was behind the adult was the main concern. So, we just, obviously, Founders is a community thing. We're gonna listen to what the residents want, and go towards their direction with it. So I just wanted to let you guys know, so when it was, came out or anything like that, you weren't like, wait, we didn't know that.
It's good. It's fine. It's like two people playing. Now they can play about it. So,
So that's that on the logo. As far as, let's see, what's next? Holiday concert. So just some updates on that. I do want to reiterate, I don't know if I made it clear on any of the previous meetings or anything, so I wanted to say it again. The 30/30 event series does begin this November.
Yeah.
We have a full year to complete that. It does not start like January or anything like that. It starts this Founder's Day. So all of the reveals on what the 30/30 is will be kind of spoken on before the concert or after the concert, whatever it may be. So we have a full cycle year to complete that 30/30 challenge. Event series. The snow globes, they were very expensive, as we all know. So management is currently working on a different option. I know, I don't remember who brought it up. Somebody actually had the idea of maybe switching to a holiday ornament that says that has the 30th anniversary and everybody would get one at the table.
Yeah.
That's a lot cheaper of an option that we can look into doing as well. Or we can stick with the snow globe option and then management can try to research different companies. But we are not going the cheap way of this plastic thing that you slide a picture inside of it and call it a day. Like, that's not what we want this event to be. So just kind of keep that in mind, think on it of what route you want to go in it.
you know, Disney, I have some, used to make little like figurines for their holiday parties for their cast members. And they were about this big, and they couldn't have been that expensive that they gave them to all the cast members.
Figure.
We had these holiday, I have one from 1996, I just bought.
What is the figure?
It's Mickey Mouse, and, it says cast member 1996 holiday party. And I have another one for like, I don't know, I buy stuff, so. But I'm like, they must have been that expensive, and it's 8 years later, how much it would cost, but that a figurine might be less with like a logo, somebody, karaoke cup, same way as Stripe, but not, do it with the 3 and the logo, to be the 30th.
Yeah, doesn't the foundation still do their ornament?
Yeah.
They do ornaments, but I was gonna say, I don't know if you wanna do the ornament, they're still doing ornaments. But that's a good company, they have, they're really expensive.
I mean, it could even be just like the celebration green like ball ornament with the 30th anniversary logo in a nice little box, and that's what you place on.
Brass ones, they actually cut out to be
So, I think the company they also use is, they come in a box already.
Yeah, it's not a box.
Yeah, so you might.
Yeah, they can actually pick.
Where the front's cut out. You see
Yeah,
that
it's got the
product.
four, so it's got the 4 sides cut out. You actually pick there's like 4 different designs of boxes.
Oh,
Okay.
my contact at Disney's shipping was only able to tell me one thing, and he said the price point for snow globes that are not the picture insert, we cannot afford. He couldn't tell me anything else. I gave him the price and he goes, yep, that's basically what you're going to pay, and that's all I can tell you.
It was a great idea.
Mhm.
I mean, unfortunately, it's just expensive.
Yeah.
you know, I like it was, but again, I think everybody wants to go home with it.
Yeah.
If the figurine can someone do that as well, if that didn't work or if it's too pricey, what we decided internally was that ornament, but it would be like either you get like an apple cider, like a sparkling cider, or you can get a wine bottle for the tables. We thought cider just and you wrap it with a fairy light with like a little ornament on top, so it makes it look like kind of like a Christmas tree in white. And it goes with the flyer that was created. So that was something, but I love the figurine idea.
I'll send it, but I know I'm gonna take a picture of this.
This is part of the 30-30 series, so that'd be great.
Can we do the Christmas Karen steal some trees?
Okay, well, you guys, you know, figure that.
That,
Or not.
yes. Well, the last thing that I have on here to discuss is the price point for the tables. They've been at, what was it, 40, 60 for years?
No, we bumped it up 1 year.
Nobody bought,
And we, yes, so we
Went by-
dropped it. Went up to 50 and 80, I think. And we dropped it back to 40 and 60 because people weren't buying.
Okay.
So
Do we want an upgraded option of like a VIP section, or do we just want to keep it as tables and chairs? There is no extras that are involved with it.
What's the purpose of the VIP section? Is it to make money or is it to have?
It would to give an extra, it would be to give a different element to this event.
I mean, like when you were saying that you could have a snow globe, but then they were gonna be for sale, so it made it not special.
Yeah. Yep, that's a fair point, yeah.
So I think I'd rather just have either the thing, you know, the special thing being either given away to everybody or sold to be available to everybody.
So bring us, the one of the signs is, for this year, our budget obviously is already complete, so the holiday concert is already complete. 2026, we have a tight budget to work with because of, the holiday or the Founder's Day festivities. So like with CCS, we literally have to break even with as many events as we can. So that's why Allison and I were talking about, at least for next year, looking at, a VIP section, not for all events, but for some events that help us offset that cost. If there's certain events that we can't offset, that's also why with the events, this help, fortunately, this will increase assessments the following year. So we're trying our best to balance it, but I also don't want residents to feel like we're nickel and diming for every certain point. So I just want you guys to think about that, at least for 2026, whether it's just one or two events that we try it for. We don't have to do it for Holiday Fest or Holiday Concert, sorry, for this year, but just maybe for the 30-30 series, we can think of at least two of them to give it a try. Especially since it's an anniversary year. And the VIP, you would honestly probably get real estate agents probably purchasing those tables. To basically say to their clients, hey, you know, you bought a house with us, you know, here's your little VIP section. Personally, for like me, when I go to events, and events feel crowded and claustrophobic, I prefer to pay for a VIP if it's good quality. Now, I don't wanna do a VIP like Alex was saying, it's poor quality where everyone gets the same, what makes you feel important. Or what makes you feel special, but, I just want you to think about that, potentially maybe Founder's Day for next year, maybe the holiday concert, if we bring in a really well-known name to it. That we may have a VIP section, we may have some interest in some residents, whether it be maybe 5 to 10 tables, you know.
Different linens, Shapari chairs, different staircases,
Yeah,
much elevated look.
people bringing the.
Beyond what we're sitting in.
Use
Exactly. Handles.
Waitress, and you could have waitress, you know, how about the.
Yeah.
Chris,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the first year I was here, Founder's Day was a huge deal 3 years ago. You know, and I was doing the VIP section with a clipboard and an umbrella, walking everybody to their tables, and I think we did really good money on that.
Yeah.
It was when we had it here, like 3 years ago. No, not Holly, it was Founders. I was dressed up like, in my leader host.
No, that
Was that? Oh, it was Flopper, never mind. I was like, I'm here hosting that then.
I think it's easier to do it, if you do a VIP, it's easier to do a VIP here than there, because, you know,
Yes, yeah.
and
That's a great point.
everybody likes to be special.
Mhm.
And it's hard when we only have, you know, a postage there, but here it's easier to do, yes. Because the other one was.
Yeah. And we can look into too, like, getting a bigger name of a, right, for next year, because that will also sell.
That
So yeah, I completely agree.
definitely so, and it sell more, and the more.
Mhm.
The one year we had, who was that we had stole, we sold out, okay? And we ended up having to, rent tables and chairs. But by the renting the tables and chairs, the chairs are $2 a piece, the tables are 5, 7, but yet we could charge 40 or something like that.
Right.
We still made money on, even though we had to rent tables and chairs.
Mhm.
And we have, again, it's who you have, and where they have.
Yeah,
it.
agreed. Mhm. Anything else on holiday concert? No. All right. And then just some 2026 anniversary event updates. I just wanted to touch base a little bit more because I know we touched on it on the last one on doing like a resident something before celebrating all day for this is all for obviously next year's Founder's Day. We had mentioned like the pool party stuff or having a picnic and things like that. I would recommend saving the pool party idea because remember we all, my gosh, we also said we wanted to possibly replace the luau. That was, the pool parties were supposed to be the replacement for that. So if we wanted to do maybe like a picnic, whether it's at, the Great Lawn, or if we do it here to get that Founder's Day photo around the logo, we can do that as well. So I just wanted to discuss that a little bit more, and see your thoughts on the direction for the Founder's Day for next year.
I love the picnic idea.
The picnic. And what would you see that?
Before I moved here, but.
It's about like a country fair kind of picnic. I was just at
Mhm.
one up in Connecticut. They had, kind of little odd events happening, dogs jumping into pools and they had a man shoot out of a cannon, but, kind of stuff. I mean, obviously before each, there were animals and stuff, which we probably couldn't do, but, maybe like a country fair type.
Dunk booth,
Yeah.
but one of the pro board members and I think that's like Jared with a sense of humor would sit there, and, we would all see if we could dump Jared. Somebody like that.
me instead.
Wow.
Okay, so we like the route of like a picnic.
Yeah.
And that way also like keeps everybody here already for that photo around the logo there. And then you give them some time or break in between to change and head downtown for the festivities. Yeah. And again, that doesn't have to be solidified right now. I just wanted to begin that conversation to see if there was more of a direction on where you saw that event going.
And that being the same day as the concert event.
Right, because we were saying if we go in the direction of the show, we cannot have a resident only private viewing area next time.
And we're gonna have, cause like, what was it, the 20th or 25th or whatever, we have the street closed,
Mhm.
we have resident tables.
Right.
And we have resident tables assigned to people.
Correct, so it would pretty much have their like name on the table.
People who stayed out all day long in the sun on that pavement.
Yeah, and that's another thing that we'll have we'll work with Jen on too, to make sure that that's communicated well as well. Okay, great. Well, that gives a better direction for us.
Yeah, if you do the picnic, I would do the picnic and we're gonna host together.
Yes, agreed. Mm-hmm.
Although I would like,
Is
Yeah.
this that photo that you did with the Veterans Day?
No, well, yeah, because the veterans event still is going to happen. Because the Veterans Club does take that on for the most part. We just help with organizing it. So that would, I mean, we can discuss that even if we do it still down at the park with their photo and here for one photo. Again, we have over a year to decide on those little details, but just wanted a little bit more of a direction on where we saw
There
that.
might be ways to fit full parties into a lot of event, you know.
that could be a vision different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They can have the village pool parties.
Mhm. And again, that could be something where maybe if the luau, if you felt, because I know we touched on maybe replacing that for next year to give something different, that could be a great option to switch it out with, because we don't have to worry about cutting it off at a certain time because we have a nighttime event type of thing. It seems of more of like a special, I guess, resident event that we bring everywhere. Just an idea.
Right, then, any other comments, discussions, anybody have anything they want to share? Yeah,
Just one quick question, when are the tables gonna be sold for the holiday concert this year then? Because usually we sold them within this time frame now. Like it's getting close to when, you know, we redo it.
you mean the reservations for the table?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were all okay still with like the price point on it before we went ahead and released that. Because again, we don't ever want to do anything behind your backs or that you aren't aware of before we end up doing it. So yes, they will
So soon?
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we have for, is that what Susan's gonna do this year? The holiday concert.
For like the bar.
Yeah, is that the one that's set up for their food?
I don't think I asked her to do holiday concert, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember. I would have to double check. I know she's definitely doing spooky.
Okay, so I'm just saying that we probably,
Yeah.
we usually have some, food and.
Mhm.
Food and.
Okay. Did it do better if you had like the food truck option, or do you want?
No.
Okay.
So it usually did that, either they would call you when it was done, so you didn't have to worry about, you know, you place your order or something and then either go get it or really fetching to the tables.
Yeah.
Was it Premier?
The Halloween, not, the holiday party.
Yeah.
We ordered, they gave us a number and they brought us our food.
Yeah. That,
People servings like.
It wasn't
It was like no waiting in line.
That's.
Okay, you sat, they didn't.
Was that sewer? You just ordered what you.
No, we ordered. Yeah, because they got the stuff. It was the place, was it Encore?
Oh, Encore.
A place.
Okay.
In Champions.
Yeah.
yeah.
Finney.
Union, Union, yeah.
It's a reunion.
Reunion.
They
Champions casing.
Okay.
have like the burger and the turkey
Okay.
sandwich. And they have the menu on the table.
And
So
they,
you basically just go up and.
they were great too. Or were they at the parking lot? Do you
It
remember?
was here.
Oh, it's
We
here.
did one here, we did one on the great lawn.
Yeah.
But the one here was the one,
Last year's concert, the Irish band.
yes.
Terrible.
Yeah, so we. But
But the food was excellent. We ate almost everything on the menu.
Yes.
It was delicious. That was out of reunion. That was out of reunion.
yeah,
Their sodas were a little high, but the food was a little.
Drinks too.
they had drinks too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were at the Sun House, someone celebration, not like the tent.
Yeah. they, and they brought them to your table, it was great.
And we're here this year too.
No, this year we're at Lakeside.
We're late on. I'm trying to
They couldn't get their things on the stage.
Oh, no, they said that it was like perfect sizing was the Lakeside stage for theirs. Yeah, it's set.
But we did talk.
Yeah. We're tossing it.
Stage that was not, okay. Okay, so, let's see. Check with them. They would. And then we'll do a was it a pre, you ordered it there and then they brought it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And we had the menus on the table.
Yeah, that's good.
I walked around with the menus up.
And they either gave you a number or they wrote something on your receipt. That's how they kept track of people.
I think they gave us a number that we put up.
Oh, they gave you a stanchion, the whole, okay.
Yeah, that worked out.
Yeah, that food really was good.
Well, if they can do the whole shebang, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had to power wash the concrete next day because of all the grease.
What's it? I think- Trying to do it on the, well, we have to do it on the Great Lawn because they have to be able to walk there, see, I can.
Mhm.
They